1958.
1958.
Yes.
And that was at the showgrounds.
On the showground, the first full sky, all short on bulls. Devil cattle, carried them in, 2 big loads of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And all good bulls.
Yeah.
And nobody saw them. They liked these bulls. And all the cowboys said, well, where'd you get all the bulls? Off the bloke out the back.
They'd be stud bulls, just fun.
All stud.
Yeah.
But he was on our committee, old Reg,
Yeah.
from Fudder Park, and good bloke. He ran a horse doing a tour for you.
Yep.
That was actually the first full scale bull ride in Australia. Bowen in Queensland ran a bull ride before us, but they were Brahman bulls, but they're the only other ones you'd get. As I said, you get an odd one in a final somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a few bulls, someone bring them in.
Yep.
Other than that, it was like you do with it. But then it got going, and then the contractors started to get around. Big fees started to come in. Or Gills had a couple of bulls and a few good horses, and then there's a few different blokes getting bulls. So there were 4 very good bulls come down from Taroom to Wagga. Bloke brought them down, and Bloke in Wagga said, "Big bulls, Buck." He said, "They're good." I said, "Well, what do we do?" He said, "Well, to sell them." How much? He said, £400 each. Oh, geez.
That was a lot of money back then.
Anyway, I saw the committee. They said, "No, we can't afford it." I said, "Well, what?" So Bill and I bought them, brother, and they paid us later on. And I christened them. There's 3 big dances at the time. It was the Hoot Nanny, the Stop and the Twist. So I christened them Hoot Nanny, Stop and Twist.
There you go.
You know, won the World Bull Ride of Australia, top bull of Australia was Stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
He won that, and old Hoot Nanny ran second for Australia.
Yeah, right.
2 years later, we bucked them. Twist was only ridden about 2 or 3 times. Stop was a hell of a good bull.
Yep.
And so was Hoot Nanny. They get bucked. But we hired them out. Tuba used to get them off us, and Naranda and Deneliquin and Gundy guys.
That would have been nearly the start of the stock contracting sort of.
It was, yeah.
Started the run-off.
And then Gills come in with a few more, and going big feet sort of got going with a few horses, a few bulls. And Odd Bloke was bigger than a few inches. That's about how bulls got going.
Yeah, right.
And then the other thing was when the dollar came in, I'll never forget it. I wish I had the program. I said, let's call it a dollar rate, because the dollar was due to come in.
Yep.
So we ran under the dollar sign, the first dollar rodeo in Australia.
There you
We didn't pay in dollars, but we advertised in dollars and everything.
That was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Cootamundra.
Yeah, right in Cooter there.
Yeah, okay.
We had the whole big dollar sign. Nobody, well, what's that? What's that? I said, well, how much is that worth? I said, 10 bob. You know.
Yeah.
They said, well, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, a dollar, yeah. Dollar rodeo. I think it was about $15,000. About $12,000 it was. In dollars was a $6,000 rodeo.
That's what you had in
Yeah.
prize money for the rodeo.
But prize money for the rodeo those days was easy to get.
Yeah.
Oh. It was
Sponsorship. That's all
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing.
It was just a walkover.
Yep.
We'd go each year. The first national finals, which is there, you'll see there, we got Tom Holt and Amoco to sponsor. Tom Holt's out here, but Amoco had just started a fuel business in there. And then they sort of went out of it. So there's a guy living out near Bathunga, another guy, and I was talking to him one day, he's a real nice fellow. He said, my dad's the head of Dampol in Sydney. And I said, yeah. He said, why don't you see him? So he arranged a meeting for Ken last night, so we drove to Sydney, went to this meeting with Dampol. There's about 10 big fellas there. What do you do with the money? I said, all for charity. How much do we need? We need £8,000. They all looked, well, I'll give it all.
Yeah.
It's £8,000 like that.
Back
That was
then.
a lot of money.
Yeah, back home we come, and everybody's screaming about it. Next year, and they said, don't bother coming down next year, you've already got next year's already, if you'll give them to charity.
Yep.
So in the third year, they said, you better come down and explain to a few new fellas on the board. Went down to a big board meeting, and we explained, and the older fellas are still there, and they said, well, they've done a mighty job for Cootamundra. We know, he said, we've got big business there. They said, right, they got the game.
Yeah.
They gave us a game. Then at the same time, Mick Maher's store in Cootamundra. He had Cootamundra and Wyler and all them places. And Lake of Jellicoe. He rang the committee up by Ken last. He said, why don't you ask me for some sponsorship? So he come along to the meeting. He went real mad. He said, I got £2,000 down there. He said, nobody wants it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I said, we'll take it. Anyway, Mick May said, on my name, just we'll give you £2,000. So I went along and saw it. You got £2,000 they gave it to us.
Yeah.
Now on it just easy.
A lot of money back then, isn't it?
Oh,
You're not
good.
that easy now.
Oh, no.
No.
Just going back to the national final, how did you come to get the national finals in Cootamundra for the first time? How did that story come around?
It's quite simple. We started rodeo in 1957. and run very successfully, run the New South Wales titles, they've been ran the Australian titles. So the ARRA, Australian Radio Association, rang and said, look, why don't you just put it for national finals? We want to, everybody's talking, all the Cowboys want to be there, the venue's great.
So this is at the current venue?
Yes.
Yep.
And I said, well, why? Well, they said, we're having a big meeting of all committees of Australia at Narandra on such and such a date. So I went along to Ken last and said, Ken, why don't we put this down? He's watched the national finals. I explained to him, which he didn't care.
Yeah.
He said, what are you going to do? I said, we're going to go down and see if we get it. So down I went to the meeting, and there's about a 4-hour discussion, everybody saying why they should go to Victoria and why. Anyway, I put in for them. The board, there's a board of about 15 or 12 or 15 Cowboys on this board. They had to say yes or no. So they had to settle down after about an hour, about 3 hours of talk and arguing the point. And they voted Cootamundra number 1.
There you go.
So I come home to Ken last and rang him next morning. I said, got the phone. He says, what the bloody hell are we going to do now for money?
So what year did the current venue start and how did that eventuate?
The first rodeo in Cootamundra. The first rodeo in Cootamundra, there was a small rodeo in the war years for the war, making money for the war. 1940, I was 12, 43.
Yep.
And in the middle of the showground, they had broncs and bareback horses and steers. Cecil Pearce from Warwick Town won the bronc ride. Louis Noble from Wallenbean won the bareback ride, could ride.
Yeah, right.
And I think it was, I can't think actually who did win the steer ride. Anyway, and those were on the bottom end of the ground. And all they done was mesh across the middle of the ground with iron pegs on it.
That was your
And
arena.
told
At the showground.
at the showground right on the far end.
Yep.
They told the crowd they see the animals coming, yell and scream, and so I fed so high, nothing went over.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that was just for the war rush. It was just for money
Yep,
for the war.
yep.
So there's nothing more done until about 60, 58, about 52, 53, the show has gone backwards. So a couple of blokes approached me and said, what do you think you should do? Oh, well, wood. I said, why don't you put a bullock ride on? Well, what do you do? I said, well, I can get the yards mower Young and Ken water him. They said, oh, I'd put it on. So he put it on out in the middle of the ring, and the steers were going everywhere. The crowd went mad, they loved it.
Yeah.
The show committee said, this is a good deal. Next year they said, I said, what about putting a rodeo? Oh, we couldn't run a rodeo. Yeah, you can't run rodeo and get them under. The old fellas have been on the committee all life, they didn't want to do a rodeo. Anyway, they kept at them and at them. They said, oh, go on then. So I got, I suppose, about 15 fellas. I said, let's put one on. So I went out here and went over to Young, got all the stuff, and got on to Young. They had horses, and Wog had horses, Wards had cattle, and they rode them and bulldogged them, bullocks the same thing. Wild cow milk, got some cows off, bloke heels and calves on them.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and shut the calves up that night, big black cows.
Oh.
yeah.
And the cow had come out next morning, and you see that there's more blokes head over than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Horses over.
Was it a prize money thing, wild cow milking?
Oh, it was a big thing.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Right. So you'd go out, you'd have a bloke on a horse,
Yeah.
his rope, you'd have another bloke racing out alongside of him on foot, another bloke with a bottle in his hand.
Yeah.
When the bloke roped him, pulled him round, the other fellow raced in and mugged the cow and try and bugger.
Yeah.
While he's mugging you, duck him behind and squirt of milk in the milk bottle.
Yeah.
And back to the judge you went.
Yeah.
But you had to, if the milk didn't run out of the bottle, you were disqualified. Just had to run out of the bottle.
Yeah.
But there was blokes over and
Oh, man.
and the
It
cows.
would have been good to watch. I don't think I would have wanted to be in it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the calves, or big calves, and they had to rope the calves in.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be trying to show them.
Yeah.
Very few blokes doing that. That was the wild cow. That went on for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good. It was a wild event.
Oh,
Public
yeah, yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
bet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the wild horse race. Well, that was mad.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that at Cheyenne a
Yeah,
couple
well-
of years ago, and there was some people getting trucked away in ambulances.
Yeah,
well,
that's a while ago.
They used to let 6 at a time here.
Yeah.
Imagine 6 horses and 18 men in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
There'd be blokes under them, over them.
Yeah.
We had to get rid of them because it got a bit wild.
Yeah.
Knocking the horses about. And
Yeah.
public like
Kill a few many cowboys.
Yeah.
He'd wrecked a few, I tell you.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
But it's a wild sport. Then the whole thing,
Yeah.
whole thing of rodeo was wild anyway.
Yeah.
Because all your horses in the north, and they were horses. We go up there, well, especially say Newton, you'd see 100 horses brought in there. You go back next year, you never see the same horse.
Yeah.
Same with Longreach,
Yeah.
Cloncurry, Mount Isa didn't start with 59, see?
Yep.
And then Winton, they had wild horses. Winton used to bring in 200 horses.